Our next recipient's energy and commitment was truly contagious. We worked alongside Emily for several years as she navigated her journey with this disease, and we were inspired by her all the way. It's my honor to present the Community Leadership Award for Awareness tonight to Emily Morrison. Her incredible passion, unrelenting efforts, and spirit to raise awareness are remembered by all of us. Please join me in welcoming Emily's parents, Alice and Mack Morrison, to the podium to accept this award.
Alice and I would like to thank the National Brain Tumor Society, Board of Directors, leadership, and staff for honoring Emily Morrison with the NBTS Community Leadership Award for Awareness. We know that she would have been humbled by receiving this award. As I thought about the award, I wondered what Emily would have identified as her community. Would it have been New York City, where she lived, worked, and played? Would it have been Flemington, New Jersey, where she spent most of her life? What about Virginia Tech, where she cultivated her love of finance and became a member of the Kappa Delta sorority? She was also a part of Stupid Cancer, an organization that advocates for young adults with cancer. Finally, she made her presence known at NBTS, and especially within the group that ran the New York Brain Tumor Walk. Which community would she want to be identified with? Then I realized these were all her communities. Emily, like all of us, didn't live in a single community. She lived in multiple communities. It was who she was. Emily was a leader within her communities. Some of these were more obvious than others. She was a team leader at work and had a leadership position within the local Virginia Tech alumni group. She also helped ensure that the New York Brain Tumor Walk was successful every year. I asked Trish Grossman, one of the co-chairs of the New York Brain Tumor Walk, to share a few thoughts about Emily. This is some of what Trish shared with me. Emily inspired everyone to raise more funds for brain tumor research. She spoke about her journey with strength and conviction, but her biggest gift was herself. She was an incredible woman who made all of us better people just by knowing her. She was loving, gave the best hugs, and was a great friend. She always had the biggest smile, and it was contagious within our group. Her vibrant and determined spirit spread like wildfire to the group at our meetings. And at the events, she really provided the community with energy and drive to raise funds and awareness and to make the New York Brain Tumor Walk the best day possible for the brain tumor community. However, Emily truly demonstrated her leadership skills by bringing friends and colleagues from her different communities together in a common cause to raise awareness and money for brain tumor research through Team Sweet Emily. Team Sweet Emily was comprised of her family, her roommates, her sorority sisters, her work colleagues, her friends, Virginia Tech alumni, and so forth and so on. Team Sweet Emily is a snapshot of Emily's life. It is her community. Emily created Team Sweet Emily and started raising funds for the inaugural walk from her hospital bed within days of her diagnosis and her first brain operation. She really took the words of Nobel laureate Aung San Suu Kyi to heart, who said, "If you're feeling helpless, help someone." Emily was certainly feeling helpless when she was initially diagnosed. By forming Team Sweet Emily, she was able to funnel her energy into something positive that truly helped others. Team Sweet Emily has been a presence at the New York Brain Tumor Walk since its inception, and this year some of Emily's friends formed a Team Sweet Emily at the Race for Hope in Washington, D.C. Alice and I will be encouraging more of her friends to form Team Sweet Emilys in their communities to raise funds and awareness for brain tumor research. As many of you know, when Emily was involved with the project or with the cause, she jumped in with both feet. It was because that she was emotionally invested that she could convince anyone to do anything in support of that cause. As an example, I remember her second year in college at Virginia Tech, just after she pledged the Kappa Delta sorority. They were having a philanthropic event, a 5K race known as the 5KD for Kappa Delta. She convinced her mother, brother, and I that this would be a great weekend to come and visit Virginia Tech, so we did. And we drove down on Friday afternoon from New Jersey. On Saturday morning, we met Emily at the starting area for the race, and she started giving her brother and me the hard sell to participate. Well, neither one of us was really prepared to run. At least her brother played sports in high school. I was a middle-aged adult, not doing much of anything. And I didn't have the right clothes with me. He did, so he agreed to participate. I tried to get out of running, but Emily told me very emphatically that it would be okay if I just walked, because there were other walkers. How could I turn her down? I signed up and headed toward the back of the pack. Had my polo shirt, dress shorts, but luckily tennis shoes. When the race started, I quickly learned there were no walkers. Only runners. So what could I do? I ran. I'm not a fast runner. In fact, I was in the group that was so slow that the marshal shortened the length of the race for those of us at the back. However, at least I wasn't last. I was close, but not last. I'm sure those of you who know Emily can relate. It was very hard to say no to Emily. And it was because of her tenacity and her competitive nature that she raised so much money, got so many people involved in T-Sweet Emily, and increased awareness for brain tumor research. You might have been planning to donate one gym membership for the Chinese auction, but instead you donated 2. You might have already financially contributed once or even twice, but now you gave for the 3rd and 4th times. Emily convinced you to do more, to give more. Emily was quoted in Self magazine as follows. Emily was quoted in Self magazine as follows. You have a voice and it is powerful. In this article, Emily was speaking to the survivors, but her message is for all of us because everyone here has been impacted by brain tumors in one way or another. We may be survivors, family members, caregivers, government officials, researchers, or others. We've all been impacted. At Colgate-Palmolive, where I work, we talk a lot about having a voice at the table. And we've heard about that already tonight, having a voice. This table that we talk about is where important decisions are made within our company. However, we don't want to be just present at the table. We want to use our voice at the table. Just like Emily, we sit at many different tables because we live in many different communities. It is at these tables, in these communities, where we must use our voice and advocate for brain tumor research and awareness. Some of our voices are small, while others are while others are large. Some of our voices are soft, while others are loud. However, we all have a voice, so we must use to advocate within our communities. In Emily's next to last blog post, she asked her readers to put their heart into whatever they were doing and do it better for her. Liz Salmi, who's here tonight and was honored last year, recently wrote about Emily in her Liz Army blog. In that post, Liz stated, I live Emily's call to action every day. I take whatever it is I am doing, and I put my heart in it and do it better. And now Emily is saving my life. Tonight, Alice and I want to challenge everyone here to use your voice, your powerful voice, to help raise awareness for brain tumor research. And so, to borrow Emily's own words, whatever you're doing today to raise awareness for brain tumor research, take a minute for Emily. Now put your heart in it and do it better. Thank you.